today on the Frontline Health podcast.
And what they found that they got the most benefit from it was they had increased energy, they had increased physical strength is what they would often say that they would get, and then they just had overall improved vitality. Now, those are hard for us to measure, especially in Western medicine. So what we've done is we've started looking at it and taking some time to do some more experiments with it, and we've certainly seen that it's increased cognitive function. We've seen that it's decreased inflammation for people, and it's helped with energy metabolism. So some of those things they even said thousands of years ago that it brought benefit to, we're seeing that proven out in modern science, along with a couple other things. And we'll be able to understand why some of those things are happening now that maybe we didn't years ago.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Frontline Health podcast, where we help you take ownership of your health and your life. I'm Evan Patrick, and I'm here with founder and CEO of Centurion, Troy Duell, and we're going to be talking to you about a new health product that is really taking the health and wellness world by storm called Shilajit.
Easy for you to say, but you have to be very careful. But yes, Shilajit is one of those ancient remedies that has some serious potential in kind of building people's health. And it's kind of interesting. It's one that we stumbled across and thought you guys would be interested to hear about it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So when I first heard of Shilajit and kind of started looking at what products are out there on the market for Shilajit, I found everything from like pills to goo to just all kind of different, like oils and all kind of different ways that people take it. And I was really confused about what exactly is Shilajit.
Yeah, it is kind of weird when you start thinking about it and you do some research. Shilajit is just a natural resin that comes from the rocks. It oozes, which is not a great word to say, but it oozes out of those rocks. Yeah. And it's typically found in the Himalayan mountains, but it is found in other mountainous areas as well. And it is incredibly rich in minerals and vitamins that we know are super beneficial to us. And it typically has a lot of fulvic acid and other compounds that we've found over time to be very, very beneficial to our health. And one of those things where people used it for years in the Himalayan areas, but we're just starting to catch up in the Western world, and science has validated that this product is actually pretty beneficial for us.
So this is really interesting and exciting, and I think plays into a bigger topic and something we kind of try to do here at Centurion, which is to keep an open mind about our health and about things that can help elevate our health. You mentioned kind of the joining of this ancient substance that people have anecdotally experienced health benefits from for centuries. And then now we even see that Western medicine is kind of confirming it through testing and through trials and things like that. So this is really exciting. So let's talk about the history of Shilajit. So it's been used for thousands of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what makes it so special in traditional medicine?
Well, when they did the studies of it, they found that it contained over 80 minerals and trace elements that we know are beneficial to our body. So there really are very few items in nature that have that many. So a lot of people call that nature's multivitamin because it throws so many of those minerals and elements that we need for our health all into one resin. And then you've got, over the years, obviously it used to be a goo that people would put it in their water or for a tea, but now we've kind of dried it. We freeze dry it a lot of times to try to keep all the minerals and elements in there, and then you can put it into a capsule. People have it in powder form, so you can still make it a tea, but you can find it in so many different ways. And because of all those trace elements and minerals, people are finding some great results with their health and have found a lot of benefit from taking it.
So what are kind of some of those benefits, the biggest one, if you just want to hit on, like what are, for somebody who is looking into taking Shilajit, why would they take it?
Yeah, and kind of going back to the history behind it, it was the Ayurvedic, and I'm not very good at saying that one, but it's Ayurvedic medicine, and which just means that it was traditional medicine used in India and some of those places for years. And what they found that they got the most benefit from it was they had increased energy, They had increased physical strength, is what they would often say that they would get. And then they just had overall improved vitality. Now, those are hard for us to measure, especially in Western medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we've done is we've started looking at it and taking some time to do some more experiments with it. And we've certainly seen that it's increased cognitive function. We've seen that it's decreased inflammation for people, and it's helped with energy metabolism. So some of those things they even said thousands of years ago that it brought benefit to, we're seeing that proven out in modern science, along with a couple other things. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll be able to understand why some of those things are happening now that maybe we didn't years ago.
So energy, strength, and vitality.
Mm-hmm.
I guess those are things you kind of need when you're trying to survive in the Himalayan mountains.
Yep.
So anecdotally, that makes a whole lot of sense that those are the benefits that they experienced and that these people really valued it.
Yep.
So can you kind of break those things down for us? So you talked about boosting energy. How
Mm-hmm.
does Shilajit work to actually boost our energy levels?
Some of the energy powerhouses in our body is the mitochondria. So
The powerhouse of the cell.
That's right. So because it's that powerhouse of the cell, they found that Shilajit really affects the mitochondrial level
Mm-hmm.
and helps increase the mitochondrial amount that we have. So increases the amount and it increases their effectiveness in our body. So Shilajit has a specific impact on our mitochondrial levels.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it allows us to carry more oxygen and even have more energy because of it.
So that's interesting. I think about, people who are specifically looking to boost their energy levels and the efficiency of their mitochondria. Think about endurance athletes. So is it more just kind of like a performance-based thing, or could it also help just people in their everyday lives who are looking to just increase their energy levels?
Obviously, the more mitochondria you have and the healthier your mitochondria are, the more energy you're going to have. So it's going to help all of us, whether we're endurance athletes or not, because we need more oxygen. We need more energy producing cells, and that's what Shilajit seems to help. And because of that, it not only helps with that, but there are studies now that show that it's helping with Alzheimer's disease.
Wow.
Because of that, and I think we touched on it in earlier episodes about inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's reducing inflammation, which we know has an impact on Alzheimer's as well. So lots of things that can certainly benefit us.
So what is the connection exactly between Shilajit and brain health, to dive into that a little more?
Yeah, I think the biggest connection is that inflammation or the anti-inflammatory effects it has on our bodies. And they believe a lot of that is due to the fulvic acid that's found in it. And they're still doing some more research, but there are particular markers in Alzheimer's that it seems to help reduce some of those protein markers that we know lead to Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll uncover that these things really do have a strong effect on our long-term cognitive health.
Right. So with a variety of options out there, as we kind of touched on at the beginning of the episode, what is the best way for somebody who has heard about these benefits of Shilajit? They're looking to improve their energy levels, they're looking to boost their vitality, and all of the kind of things that we have talked about. What is the best way for somebody to take it?
Really, to me, it always comes down to whatever way you're going to take it is the best way to take it. Meaning, if you're not going to get up every day and take the resin and spin it into your drink, then don't get the resin. If you're more inclined to take a capsule and you want to take that, then go find capsules that you're going to be able to take every day, get the amount that you need, and keep moving forward. So it really does come down to personal discipline and personal preference over what you have, because you've got it in powder form, so you can put it in drinks, you've got it in the resin form, or you have it in capsules. So really, it's your choice what you want to do. You should be able to get the same effects no matter what it is, as long as it's a high quality Shilajit product that you're looking for.
So speaking of high quality products, one, I can't imagine myself mixing it into a drink because, to be quite honest, it doesn't sound like something that tastes all that great.
It doesn't. If anything that oozes doesn't give you
right.
that.
Our food and beverage is not supposed
right.
to be oozing.
No, not at all.
It's not. So speaking of high quality supplements, I think this is something that it's important that anybody who uses any type of supplement knows, because I know a lot of doctors and just people in general are leery of supplements because in the past there have been a lot of untrustworthy supplements out there on the market. Could you talk about what people should kind of look for in the supplements that they're choosing to buy? Because we know that all are not created equal.
Yeah, and I think that's a great question and a good understanding to always be on the lookout. So if you know that you've got products that come from a reputable company, that they are testing the ingredients before they put it into their product, they're testing the ingredients after they put it into their product, and that all of those things have been found to be pure and they're not contaminated, then that's what you want to find, and make sure that what is in the product, what they say is in the product, is actually in that product. And the only way you can do that is by getting it tested.
Okay, so can you explain? You mentioned making sure that what the bottle says is in the product is actually in the product. Something that we have made an intentional choice to do here at Centurion is to manufacture all of our products here in the USA. So can you explain why that is a big deal when it comes to being able to trust the supplements that you're taking for them to actually be manufactured in the USA rather than to be manufactured overseas in China or India, where a lot of supplements are manufactured?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is we know in the US that there are high levels of regulations that will help keep things clean, that will help keep people compliant with the regulations, and that they get inspected on a regular basis. It's a little bit more difficult for the FDA to go to China or to India to check out those facilities and make sure that they're getting into their product what they need. But if you can have it in the US, there's no issue with having the ingredients tested, the supplement tested after it's made, and you can really know that you're getting a quality product for the most part in the US.
So what potentially happens sometimes in those facilities that are overseas, where products are either contaminated or just in one way or another something gets into the supplement that isn't supposed to be in there and isn't advertised being in there? How exactly does that happen?
Well, it's typically because they have poor cleaning protocols, or they have poor poor hygiene as a whole, and they don't have the same level of hygiene that we have in the U.S. and from good manufacturing practices. Now, they are certainly getting better over the years, and we've seen an increase in that, but there's still a long ways to go from the standpoint. And I don't think anybody, well, maybe I'll change that. There are probably some who do it on purpose, but for the most part, I think they're good individuals who are trying to create good products,
Right.
but it's just not the standard that we have in the U.S. Simple as wearing hair nets when you're putting together a product. They don't necessarily have to do that in other countries that we have to do here.
Well, it sounds like an interesting topic for another episode of the
Yeah.
Frontline Health podcast, but definitely would like to dive into that a little more
Okay.
later on.
Love to.
Well, Troy, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on Shilajit today. It sounds like an amazing supplement with a lot of potential. So thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Thanks everybody for listening, and thanks for tuning in. And remember to go take ownership of your health, because nobody cares more about your health than you do. So until next time, take care and stay healthy.
That's right. If you liked what you heard today on the Frontline Health podcast, be sure to like and subscribe. For more information about Centurion and Centurion products, visit centurionlabs.com. You can also follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and more, just to keep up to date on what we're doing here at Centurion.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Thank you.